Yeah, end this card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore, bro. I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a. Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why I did this.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche.
All right, now what does that mean?
I have no idea. Like his clothes is nice or something like that.
She were a. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Cancel back.
The beneficiary tried to ambush the extortion scheme.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I can't say that. Tried to ambush the extortion scheme.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The university student procured an off-campus accommodation via the platform Unishack. Unishack does that?
Sheesh. Now, some of them sentences were not the easiest, and the high school kids not getting it, not super surprising. You know, they probably just didn't care. They really weren't putting any effort into it. But the UCLA students, I thought that was supposed to be some type of prestigious school. I would have expected them to read that easily. Now, I've never been the sharpest crayon in the box, y'all. I'm not going to lie. School was not my thing, even though I have a master's degree and I got a 3.8 GPA. But that's because I'm good at effort and attitude, because those are the things you control. And I'm good at reading. I've always been good at reading. But math, don't put no math in front of me, guys. I'm not a math guy. I'm a reading, English, speeches type of guy. Math, not my thing. But this video is about to get really sad. That beginning part was just for funsies. This right here, this is really sad. We have a teacher who is literally in tears, crying real tears because his students can't read and write, and they are way above the age. And I think there's some stats, I forget exactly what they are, about the amount of students who can read and do math at a proficient level. I think in like the second or the fourth grade or something like that in Baltimore, and it's almost like 0. So it's extremely sad, but I think these things start in the home, right? Like, I remember when I got to school, I already knew how to read. I already knew how to do these things, but my mom was a teacher, you know? So I guess that's a little bit different, but I feel like you should teach your kid how to read before they go to school. And that goes back to what I always say. It's just like, you cannot expect the government or the school or any of these institutions to raise your children. You have to raise your children. You have to put the core values and, the skills into your children before they even come to school at all.
These kids are leaving high school and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I literally broke down in the middle of class. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They could.
There's no way. Actually, seniors who cannot read and write. Guys, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. This is sad. You see this man. This man genuinely wants better for his students. You can see it in his eyes. He's crying. I've never seen a teacher cry because his students were not doing good. This is the type of teacher we need. I like this dude already, just because he's passionate about he's passionate about what he does, and he genuinely wants his students to succeed. We need more teachers like this man right here. But this is sad.
And seniors who cannot write. They could reason They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls. These kids are leaving. So I am on my lunch break. It is, I don't know, 11:30 or something like that. And I just finished a 3-hour class. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence, complete to write.
No.
I gave them the sentence stems. I basically completed the sentence for them in the model. These are 17 and 18-year-old kids, and they couldn't fill in 4 words.
Sheesh.
4 words.
You know what's also sad about this? I've already seen people online calling this dude a COON. And you can't say that word on YouTube anymore. But that's what they have been calling him for saying this, for saying the truth. I don't understand why we do this so much in the black community. When we see a problem and a black person specifically highlights that problem, then they're a sellout. They're a COON. And they literally want what's best for the community. I was watching a Tommy G video last night, and it was Clark County, Atlanta, one of the roughest counties in probably the nation, one of the roughest jails. And he did a ride along, right? And black cop going around doing police work. And they went and arrested somebody who was selling drugs and wanted for various things. He was a troublemaker. And everyone in the apartments was just yelling and screaming and at this dude. I'm like, dang, he's trying to help y'all. He's trying to help y'all. And y'all are painting him as the villain. And he said, and I quote, we should react to it after this. He said, they want better in the black community. So here we are trying to do better. And this is the response we get. It's sad. It's sad. Just like how we get backlash, anyone who wants better for black people gets backlash. If you're white and you want better, you get called a racist. If you're black and you want better, you get called a sellout. That's just where we are now. And it's extremely, extremely sad. I think the part of it, though, is like the effort and attitude. I think because those are the only 2 things you can really control yourself fully. And I think that's part of it. I think they didn't try. I don't think that they're that dumb to be 17 years old and can't read and write. I think they're just blowing off the assignment and not trying and not caring. And that's a problem because when you go into the real world, when you go into college, it's not going to slide at all. And again, it comes down to standards of behavior, standards of the things that we accept and the things that we should be clowning people for. I'm not going to lie. At my school, at my high school, if you couldn't read and write out loud, if you could not read out loud, people are going to make fun of you. Y'all don't get mad at me for this, but I know y'all have heard of popcorn reading. I used to, after I would read, popcorn reading is, if you don't know, someone reads, then you pick someone else to read. If the kids who could not read, everyone would keep on picking them and make them struggle to read in front of everyone, and then we would laugh and clown them. Is that mean? Maybe. But is it good? I believe so. I believe in certain situations like that, bullying is okay, because guess what them kids learned to do? As the years went on, they learned to read because they didn't want to be embarrassed. And what did I was like, man, I'm glad I can read good because that would suck to not be able to read out loud. But hey, man, that's the things we got to do. That's the things we got to do. We got to clown these people. We got to clown these people who cannot read and write. And that's what we should make cool. Let's make school cool. That sounded extremely corny to say, but it's true. It's true, you know. It's just the same as like in basketball or in football or in PE, you know, you clown the people who suck. We need to clown the idiots who cannot read and hold people to a certain standard. And that's the only way I think that we can go up.
The former Democratic mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, says his party has lost touch on education, urging Democrats to focus more on literacy rates and less on pronouns and bathrooms. So what needs to change? Many are pointing to the Mississippi Miracle as a North Star. Fourth grade students in the state were able to dramatically increase literacy scores over the last decade, jumping from a ranking of 50th to tied for 6th.
Ooh.
Enriched Literacy Education co-founder Mary.
Ooh, down in the SIP. Okay, you see, sometimes I lose hope. This is a great example of not losing hope. 50th, last in 2005, tied for 6th now in 2024. It can be done. It can be done.
Kent Wolf joins us now. So great to see you this morning, Mary. So that's an astonishing jump for Mississippi. How did they do it?
Sure. Charlie, thanks for having me back to talk about this all-important topic. One word, Charlie, phonics.
And explain what that is.
Probably the way you and I learned to read. It's the teacher stood in front of the board, pointed to letter A, we said A, pointed to B, we said B. Sound, letter, correspondence. Then we started blending CBC words. It's a part to whole, multi-sensory approach. It's intentional, it's structured, it's multi-sensory, it's organized. It is actual.
Isn't that regular? When did we get away from this? Dog, cat.
Direct instruction. Most children need this in order to learn to read.
It's sad. It's sad. And they said we need to stop focusing on pronouns and feelings and focus on reading and facts. But you know, we've gotten pretty far away from facts in this country. You know, there's debates right now on what is a woman. So if we can't figure that out, teaching these kids to read is going to be a problem as well. But hey, Mississippi figured it out. One of the blackest states there is. From last to 6th. That is crazy. I'm very proud of Mississippi. I'm proud of the SIP. I'm proud of them boys down there, man. But hey, this is sad. I don't even know what to say. I'm pretty actually starstruck by this, honestly. It's sad. It's very sad. But hey, man, what can you do? We just gotta hold people to a different standard, and I think that things can turn around. They can. Mississippi is proof. So we ended this on a good note. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here.